Are you living in California right now and thinking you might want to move? And Arizona is one of those states that you might want to move to. By the way, that's a great option. If you are, we're going to discuss those pros and maybe some cons as to why you might want to move from California to Arizona. And we're getting after it right now. Hey guys, welcome back. This is Kelly Cook. Thank you for joining our YouTube channel. It is called Everything Phoenix, where we talk everything, you guessed it, Phoenix, okay? So we're talking everything Phoenix right now, and a little state of Arizona as well is gonna be mixed in with this. But the topic today is a great one because about 5,500 people currently a month are moving from the state of California to the state of Arizona ever since COVID has occurred. California has actually suffered the first population decrease since the year 1900 because there are so many people looking to move from California to different states across the country. States that are benefiting are obviously Tennessee, Texas, Idaho, Nevada, and of course Arizona. Those are like the top big five. But Arizona is a huge benefactor when it comes to people moving from California to Arizona. And we're going to discuss today the reasons as to why. But first guys, if you want to know everything Phoenix, everything about Arizona, please ring the notification bell or tap that subscribe button or just smash it if you want to. Like us and you'll be notified every time we send out a video on Everything Phoenix, which right now we're sending out 2 a week on Tuesdays and Thursday mornings. So please be on the lookout for those videos. We are passionate about helping people, guys, move to or relocate to Phoenix, Arizona. And as always, you can call at 1-888-KCREG11. That's 888-527-3411, or comment below and we will be sure to reply. Okay, here we go. So the first thing that we're going to talk about here, why you might want to move from California to Arizona, is the thing called time. Okay, guys, you heard time is money, money is time, but time is the big one. Now, time is also kind of intertwined with this thing called a lifestyle. A lot of times, guys, people have to choose lifestyle or career or lifestyle. And in some places where it's very expensive to live, that is the case. Now in Arizona, because the cost of living is so much less than the state of California, you don't have to choose. That's the beautiful thing about that, guys. We believe that you should be able to have your lifestyle and career intertwined and be able to do both. So in Arizona, because cost of living is less, because things are a lot more convenient and affordable, you don't have to choose lifestyle or career or one or the other, or vice versa. You can have both. All right, so that is a big thing when obviously living in Arizona. There are so many communities, and you can have your kids, you can walk to school with your kids. Kids go to school right next to your community. You have plenty of small businesses where you may be employed, where you can obviously drive 5 to 10 minutes to your office. Like myself, from my house, my office is 7 minutes away. And you can be at your office and be in the neighborhood of where you work, despite what your job is. And also, with a lot of companies going virtual and the at-home working option now is a real thing for many, many places, you can obviously maybe keep your job in California or whatnot and move to Arizona and work from home right here and enjoy all the benefits of being in Arizona. Okay, so cost of living is our next one, our second one, and that's kind of intertwined with the lifestyle and the time, getting time back in your life, okay? Cost of living is huge. It's a huge reason why to move to Arizona. Why? Because we're so much cheaper. Now, the only thing or aspect when people measure cost of living in a certain city or state is utilities, okay? Utilities are the only thing that is actually more expensive in Arizona than California. And the big thing is because of the weather, because you're running your AC so much throughout the year, because the summertime is hot in Arizona, or in the Phoenix area especially, right? So that's the only aspect or factor where Phoenix is actually more expensive than California, but every other factor, healthcare, housing, miscellaneous, food, it just goes on and on, gas, are much more expensive to live in California. Let me give you some examples. Right now, the cost of living index, okay, is actually 103.7, and this is for 2021 for Phoenix, Arizona. 103.7, okay, cost of living compared to the national average, which is set at a bar of 100 across the country. So Phoenix across the country, 103.7 overall is just a smidge more than the average city across the entire United States of America. Okay, not bad, right? Now, we all know in California, most of the population is in 3 main cities, right? San Diego, LA, and San Francisco. But we threw in one extra one, which is the capital city of California, which is Sacramento. Now let's compare those 4 cities, all right, versus Phoenix's 103.7. Cost of living, here we go, all right? Los Angeles, 173.3 compared to 103.7 in Phoenix, okay? A huge jump. I think it's like 70%, 72% more to live in LA than it is to live in Phoenix. San Diego, 160.1 compared to 103.7, so 160.1. So a little bit cheaper to live in San Diego than Los Angeles area, but still far more expensive to live there than in Phoenix, right? Let's go to the next one, San Francisco. That's one of the most expensive cities in the entire country. I think it's between New York and basically San Francisco every single year. San Francisco is 269.3 compared to Phoenix's 103.7, 269.3. Extremely expensive to live in the Bay Area. And then we throw in Sacramento as the capital city of California, and that comes in at 118.2 compared to Phoenix's 103.7. Now, Phoenix has way more to offer than Sacramento on a general scale. I know there's better things in Sacramento, I'm sure, than Phoenix. When you get to the specifics, there's probably a few better things, right? But overall, Phoenix is way more to offer as the 5th largest city in the entire nation, and it's at 103.7 compared to Sacramento, which is 118.2. But Sacramento certainly, out of the major metropolitan areas in California, is the most affordable place. Okay, so that is a huge reason why you may want to consider living in Phoenix. All right, now let's move on to number 3. Okay, now this is gonna be a big one, taxes. All right, let's start. We're gonna focus on 2 main things: property taxes and state income tax. Okay, and we're gonna give you some real examples as to how that might turn into real dollars in your pocket, being savings, living in Phoenix as opposed to California, or living in Arizona as opposed to California. So here we go. Let's talk about the Mello-Roos, right, in Prop 13 in California. Now, I don't expect to be an expert on this. I don't live in California. But obviously, in doing some research on this, Prop 13 is a law passed in 1978 in California by the state legislature to try to keep property taxes at bay and not have them go and skyrocket to be just crazy, because we all know California real estate, it has the ability to skyrocket in value, right? And go from up and down. When it crashes hard. When it goes up hard. And so they're trying to keep that from yo-yoing, right, on the homeowner and making their budget go crazy because property taxes skyrocket or even potentially go down. That being said, Prop 13 allows for actually a 1% cap on the assessed value, or property taxes, to be 1% of the assessed value, capped at that. Or they also do not allow property taxes to increase at a rate higher than 2% a year based on the assessed value, okay? And again, that's trying to keep housing affordable for people who already live in a home, so they don't get, so expensive on taxes they have to sell and move somewhere else, right? So that's a good thing. But Mello-Roos came around, right? Mello-Roos, this legislature that came around by the California state legislature, that tries to get around Prop 13 by obviously taxing or allowing certain properties in certain subdivisions they're trying to build, let's say, right, to tax the homeowners for special projects, all right? And therefore, this additional tax can really make housing not very affordable when living in California. Now, compare that to property taxes in Arizona. Guys, we have one of the lowest property tax rates in the entire country, which is awesome, okay? It's awesome because that money goes in your pocket, not to the state government. Now, that being said, Arizona's property tax rate is, on average, it can be calculated by a 0.0068 percentage factor of the assessed value. So let's say you have an assessed value of a home in Arizona that's $500,000. Do the math on that. That equates to a property taxes for the entire year, not month, year, of $3,400. Divide that by 12, you're looking at about $283 a month. That is not that much. And I can tell you right now, guys, because taxes are paid in arrears in Arizona, and because assessments on properties are always, a year behind, your $500,000 house might not even be that high on the property taxes. Okay. Now let's compare that by contrast to California. All right, California, the property tax rate is going to be a lot higher. Now, it depends on what jurisdiction you're in, right? LA, San Francisco, whatever. But let's say it's not uncommon to have that same $500,000 house to have $8,000 or even $10,000 or even more dollars per year of property taxes. Okay, so you divide, let's say it's $10,000 per year in property taxes for your $500,000 house. Divide that by 12, and you carry the 1. Do some math. With all that, that's about a $6,600 difference, okay, between it being $3,400 a year or $10,000 a year. All right, that's a $6,600 a year savings by just owning the same house worth the same amount of money as opposed to California versus Arizona. $6,600 in your pocket. What could you do with that money? That's huge. Now, let's go to state income taxes, okay? State income taxes. Let's say we're going to use that same example that you make $299,000 a year. Let's just call it $300,000 a year, okay? That $300,000 in California goes a lot less than it does in Arizona. We already know that based upon cost of living. But state income taxes alone, let's dive into that for a second. Now, California has a graduated income state tax bracket where the more money you make, the certain dollar amount of taxes are increased, right, from 1% to 2% to 4% and so on and so forth, okay? So let's use $300,000 as an example. Before we go there, I just want to let you know that this is very important. I thought it was extremely intriguing to me that in California, the state income tax percentage, okay, up to $58,634 is 8%. So guys, if you make $58,000, you're paying 8% of that to the state government. 8%. That's insane. We're not even talking the federal government, right? You have your tax bracket for that too as well. But you pay, in addition to the federal tax bracket, the IRS, you pay an additional 8% of your $58,000 back to the state government. I was shocked. I mean, that's so much. But let's go to $300,000. Fast forward to $300,000, then the tax rate in California goes to 9.3% for that $300,000 that you make, okay? So 9.3% on $300,000, that actually equates to $27,900 that you're gonna pay in state income taxes alone to California. $27,900, okay, if you're at $300,000 for state taxes alone, right? 9.3%. Now, contrast that to Arizona, where your tax rate currently, okay, in Arizona would be 4.5% on that $300,000. That 4.5% of $300,000 equates to $13,500. You take the difference of those two numbers, and that equals a $14,400 difference of taxes that you are not paying by living in Arizona for making the same amount of money in your pocket. $14,400, guys. What a savings. What a savings. Okay, so now let's take those two and combine them, right? The savings was $14,400 for state income tax, making $300,000 a year. If you own a $500,000 house, the savings approximately is about, we'll call it $6,600 a year, because we'll assume that you pay $10,000 a year on taxes. Combine those together, that's $21,000 a year of savings for making the same amount of money and living in a house that's worth the same amount of money, okay, compared to the same things in California. $21,000 a year in your pocket. What could you do for $21,000 a year? Let me tell you something. You can buy a heck of a lot of flights or rent-a-cars or gas or whatever you gotta do to visit California and the beach multiple times a year and still be ahead thousands of dollars every single year to your bottom line in your pocket that you could use to invest. Maybe use it for education, for kids' college funds. Maybe use it for a recreational vehicle, an extra vehicle, a boat, ATV, whatever you want to do or have fun with. I mean, it's just an incredible amount of money that you can save by living in Arizona based on taxes alone. Okay, moving on. Let's go to number 4, my other favorite T, traffic. Oh my gosh, guys, the traffic in Arizona is not anywhere close to what it is in California. I know I've driven in California multiple times on the I-5 and the 405 and so on and so forth, and it is just, I mean, rush hour, holy cow, in LA especially, my goodness. Guys, we have nothing anywhere close to that in Arizona. Now, we do have traffic on our interstate system. We have a loop system though, which is very nice, the 101 loop, the 202 loop, the 303 loop, because it just always interconnects with everything. It's a loop system throughout the valley and the city of Phoenix. So you do have traffic patterns that do get backed up from time to time during rush hour traffic. However, it's not that bad. We have an HOV lane in pretty much all of our interstates, so that if you're traveling with 2 or more people, you can always get in the HOV lane, and that thing is always moving fast, right? So that's very good. They are also always expanding. I mean, there's always construction going on in Arizona because of our population influx. They're expanding interstates at all times, adding extra lanes to keep that traffic pattern flowing as best as possible. But guys, we have some of the best traffic in all of the country for being a major metropolitan city, the 5th largest city in the entire country, guys. So we have a very good traffic system in Arizona. So not even close. You will spend less time in the car, more time with your family or at work, getting things done, getting things accomplished, and your time, that thing called time, is much more valuable for you in Arizona. All right, a few more things, guys, and we'll wrap this up. The geographical location. Guys, I know you don't have a coastline living in Arizona. I get that, and that is very beautiful. But you do have the ability to, travel quickly to the coast, right? Through San Diego's a 4.5-hour drive. LA's a 6-hour drive. Rocky Point's a 4-hour drive down to Mexico. Very border friendly down there to get to the ocean, and things are very inexpensive down there. And it's a beautiful warm water ocean. Oh, And then you have a 4.5 hour drive to Las Vegas, 4-hour drive or so over to Albuquerque. So you have a lot of places you can go. And then if you're locally in the state of Arizona, you only have an hour and a half to 2-hour drive to get to the northern rim, Payson, Flagstaff, Sedona, these beautiful places, guys, where the weather changes. It will literally change from whatever temperature is in the valley. Say if it's 80 degrees, you could have 40 degrees in Flagstaff and snowing potentially, right? 30-some degrees. You could have 110 degrees here in Phoenix in the dead heat of summer and go to Flagstaff and it could be 73 degrees and cool in the pines like you're in Colorado. It's amazing, guys. Geographical location is huge here in the Phoenix area. A few extra things here, guys. Jobs and economy I want to hit on, okay? Jobs and economy is a big one because 20 years ago, we were a service-based economy with hospitality and small businesses. Now we actually have big corporation presences in the Phoenix area. We have we have with Intel, we have a $20 billion expansion going on with Intel in Chandler. We have a $12 billion facility being built with Taiwan Semiconductor Industry, and that's going to be, they have a 10 to 15 year plan. We're going to spend more than $12 billion. $12 billion is just the first phase, okay? They have a 10 to 15 year plan to keep adding on to that facility and adding more and more jobs in the North Phoenix area. That tech space is huge. We have Google, we have Uber for the driverless car sector of their business, headquartered right here in Phoenix. So we have a lot of things going on. Healthcare, we have manufacturing, these tech jobs. Guys, we didn't have that stuff just 15, 20 years ago. And now we do, based upon our very friendly corporate tax environment that Arizona has created over the past 10 to 15 years, which is paid dividends across the board, all right? So jobs and economy is a big one. And I will say this, guys, investing. Maybe you want to invest in real estate. If you invest in real estate from a residential side or commercial side, the laws in Arizona are much, much more landlord friendly, which is great because obviously someone isn't paying rent or they're breaching their contract that you have as a tenant in one of your properties, you can get them out fairly quick. In fact, on a residential property, if you do things by the timeline and you hit it and you're very, very organized to that degree, you can have someone out of your property in 3 to 4 weeks, which is huge if they are breaching the contract of the lease agreement. So investing in property is huge here in Arizona as opposed to California. And your property taxes, again, are very low. So again, more cash flow in your pocket for owning the house in Arizona as opposed to another state like California that has higher property tax rates where that extra cash flow goes to the government and not in your pocket. So very, very big thing there, guys. So again, we have pools and most houses have pools and we have, the weather obviously, which is very hot in summer, but I say all the time, guys, we have 2 seasons in Arizona. We have summer and we have awesomeness. That's the other 9 to 8 months of the year. It's beautiful, guys. And again, you don't like the weather where you're currently at in Phoenix, drive 2 hours and you change the weather. It's amazing, okay? It's very, very convenient. So guys, what you need to do, please, is get on YouTube right here, comment below, let me know what you think of the video. Please give us some feedback. Any other topics you'd like to hear, we'll do them. But also, give me a call. I would love to help you find a property to either live in, maybe have a second home, or invest in as a rental property in here, the Phoenix area, right here in the Phoenix area, guys. Passionate about it, as you can tell. Hopefully it's coming out in the camera here on the video, but would love to educate people more on the Phoenix area, the benefits of living in Arizona, and call me at 888-KCREG-11. Pick up the phone. That's KCREG 527-3411. 888-527-3411. You can email info@kellycookhomes.com and we will reply within 24 hours and would love to help you relocate, move down here, or if you're already local, move up, move down to a new property here in the Phoenix area, guys. Thank you so much for watching our video. We really appreciate it, and we will be releasing videos, like I mentioned, 2 times a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, to provide as much value as possible to all of our viewers. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and have a great day. Don't forget,